Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining me here today so that we can discuss Head of the Class. So this is a full TV series review as opposed to a movie review. This is the original Head of the Class, which began airing in 1986 and ran for 5 seasons, so this is not the reboot. The general idea here is that Howard Hessman plays a kind of a hippie that ends up having to take a job as a substitute teacher. It's supposed to be very temporary, but of course, one thing happens and another. He gets connected to the students and the faculty, and he starts to find a sense of purpose and and he starts really helping people, and he ends up sticking around. So this ran for 5 seasons, but there's a big shift after the fourth season. The first 4 seasons all star Howard Hessman. The fifth season stars Billy Connolly. So let's start by talking about the first 4 seasons. It's a pretty typical cheesy 80s American sitcom. It's got kind of middling humor most of the time. There's not a lot of big laughs here, but there's like some entertaining moments for sure. Like, it's a really breezy, brisk show to watch. Even if it doesn't like impress you or leave much of an impression, it's still a fun show to watch if you like 80s sitcoms. Unfortunately, the foot guy from Nickelodeon is in this show. That's the worst part about it. But it's got a really good ensemble cast. Howard Hessman is great as the hippie teacher who's trying to relate to the younger kids, and I think it's really interesting whenever his idea of feeling young and hip, or like whenever he gets challenged on that. I think that's one area where the show shines. But it's got a lot of positive messages in it too. It's pretty progressive as far as values go for the most part. I mean, there's a lot of not so progressive parts in this too. But at the end of the day, it's just a really decent, watchable 80s sitcom. That doesn't mean that I'm saying that it's great or anything, but it's watchable until you get to the fifth season. I like Billy Connolly in some things, but I couldn't stand him in this show. I thought it completely tanked the show. His vibe is so over the top and aggressive and grating. It just didn't hold up the same as kind of this laid back hippie teacher who was trying to connect. And now it's just this big, it felt like a stand up routine. The fifth season, it felt like a Billy Connolly stand up routine. So I didn't really care for it. But overall, I liked the show. I thought it was entertaining. I don't know that I'll ever go back and revisit it again, but it was neat to see it once. There's a ton of like celebrity cameos in this. Even Brad Pitt shows up in an episode. At the end of the day, I'm going to give it like a middle of the road grade, that if you like 80s sitcoms or sitcoms in general, give it a look. Or if you just like looking through, 80s shows for different cameos and stuff like that, this one will have a lot of that. So that's my review, Head of the Class. Again, this is the show that started in 1986, ran for 5 seasons, not the reboot. If you want to read more reviews, you can go to my website, markfusion.com, for thousands and thousands of reviews, or just go right here on my video review playlist on YouTube. But thank you for watching this review for Head of the Class. I do appreciate it. Hopefully I'll see you soon.